Okay guys, good morning. I'm making another video on the ballistic coefficiencies of different bullets and different calibers. So I'm testing the 308 E-tip 150 grain and the 168 E-tip. Also I'm testing the 7mm 08, 150 and 140. And I'm going by the powder. I went and bought a new book, Nosler, reloading manual, and I'm going by the powder suggestions. And I'm not. I'm doing either a medium or max. And I'll show you which. Let's start with the 308 150. This one has a bullet coefficient of a ballistic coefficient of 469, 150 grain, muzzle velocity 28.95, and I'm getting that with, let me go back to the 308 here, 28.95. I'm getting that with Varget, 46.5 grains, and that's a maximum load. If you go medium load, it will go down to 27.71, and if you go to 42.5, the low load, that would be 26.64 muzzle velocity. Now there's a powder here called the most accurate powder tested, and it's VIT N140. I never heard of that powder. I don't think I've seen it. It comes out at 28.87 maximum load. Target, it's a little hotter. Comes out to 28.95. Now the altitude is 8,000, temperature is 59, barometric pressure 29.92, humidity is 50, and let's see, let's go to the 168. Same conditions, same altitude. The 168 has 503 ballistic coefficiency, so it's very good coefficiency there. 168 grain powder measure comes out to 28. Velocity comes out to 28.20, and I get that with the Varget 46 grains of Varget at 28.20. That's max. If you go medium load, then it'll be 44 grains, comes out to 27.58, and if you go low, it'll go 42 grains at 26.62. So, and this is the bullet that I'm testing is the E-tip on all of them, because that's the new California law that starting next year it has to be copper only, no lead allowed anywhere. So I'm already ahead of the curve with that, and see if I can get everything tested and get it ready for deer season and get the most ballistics out of my gun. If my 308 lever action 20-inch barrel does not give me the distance I want and the trajectory that I want, then I will have to buy another rifle. And this is why I'm doing all this testing, to see if it's feasible for me to do it, if it's justifiable to go spend another $700 or so, maybe a little bit more, for a new rifle. And if I'll do that, then I'll probably change calibers. That's why I'm testing also the 7mm 08. Now this one is 150 grain, 498 ballistic coefficient, 2802 out of the barrel. That gives me, let's see, I'm using the RL15. I've used that powder before and it works pretty well. So to get the 2802 out of the barrel, you have to use 41.5 grains of powder. If you go medium load, it's 2657 at 39.5 grains per powder. And if you go the low load, it's 37.5 at 2512. And then the next one is the 140 at 489 ballistic coefficient. Well, let me double check on that. Yeah. Yeah, let me see, let me go back for a minute. The 150 was 498 ballistic BC, and then the 140 is 489, so it's a little lower. That one I'm using, let's see, 2840 out of the muzzle. For that, I'm using IMR 4350. And the reason I'm using IMR 4350 is because I already have a little bucket of that. Powder's gone up like crazy. Now it's 35, 36 bucks up a little barrel, the jar. So that one gives me 2840, same altitude, and now let's do the trajectory. So let's shoot it. And let's go down and look. Okay, as you look, hi boy. My dog is jumping on the window. He wants to go up front. The trajectory here, it's sighted in at 100, and as you can see, they're pretty good bunched together at the end. Believe it or not, the ballistics on the 308 150 E-tip, it's better than the rest. It gives me 45.70 inches at 500 yards. The 168, it's at 47 inches. The 7mm 08, it's at 48, and this is the 150. See it up here. It gives me 57 at 500 yards, and the 140 grain gives me 47.24. Now you're saying to yourself, why is that? The 708 is supposed to be so flat trajectory and Well, basically, it's almost the same bullet. The bullet diameter is pretty close. The casing is the same. The amount of powder is according to the book, and I'm not making it any. It can't go any higher than that because of the safety reasons. Let me check the. Let's see, the 140. Let's see if I can go higher so it'll be a hotter load. So 28. Okay, if I go RL 2840, 2849, I don't think 9 it's gonna go that much of a difference, but let's change it anyway. So let's go to the 140 and change this to 20. Let's see what it was. Yeah, 2849. Just give it a little bit more powder, and let's see what that's gonna do on the trajectory. Before I shoot it, let me double check it on the bottom there. So it's 46.24, 47.24. Let's see what it does now. Okay, let's go down, check it out. It went to 46.95, so it went up like a quarter of an inch, maybe 3/4 of an inch, half an inch. Didn't do much. Now, if I want to go a hotter load, and let's see, 2849, 2862. Okay, if I go to the IMR 4895 and I go to 2862, make it a little hotter, fly better, and this is the lightest bullet out of the bunch. 140. Let me see, I am checking on the 140. Yeah. Okay, so let's change the powder measure to 2862. Save it and update it and shoot it. I like this program because it shows you the trajectory of all your bullets. You can have 20 bullets in here. Okay, you can see it moved up a little bit. It's pretty close to the other the 308. So they went up to 46 42 versus 4570. The 308 is still on top. So, do I need to buy another gun? I don't think so. $700 to gain an inch or two? I don't see it. And I've seen videos of people showing this calculations, and they're showing the 308 dropping like a brick, and the 7M08 is flying above it and higher and da da da. And I'm going, well, it depends. You can manipulate everything with the powder measure. Can't go any higher than this because let me see. Let me double check. You don't want to blow up the gun. Okay, 140 grain, 2862, 20. Oh, wait a minute. There's a load here. It's called the Big Game. 2953. Never heard of the Big Game powder. So let's change it. 29. I'm pretty sure that was going to go fire. It's going to go a lot higher. 2953. Update it, and let's shoot this puppy. Boom. Okay, let's see. Let's go down, and yeah, it moved up way higher now. Let's see. Okay, 43. So 43.11. So it's almost 44. So 44 versus 45.70. It moved an inch and a half, or an inch and 3/4, let's call it, higher than the 308. That still does not, at 500 yards, that's still not gonna tell me buy a gun, buy another gun, you know? I mean, energy wise, I got here 1618 versus 1616. Excuse me? 3 pounds? You know? No, 16, wait a minute. 18, 16, 17, 2 pounds. You think I'm going to buy a $700 gun for 2 pounds more? No. Velocity, let's see, 2280 down here. You see it, 2280 at 500 feet, 500 yards versus 22.4. Okay. It's 80. It's 80 feet. Actually, it's 70. It's 77 feet faster. You think the deer's gonna know the difference? It doesn't. It's gonna get hit. It's gonna get the same results. The 308 has been used for years by the military, and they've shot up to 1,000 yards. I heard that it's pretty. It's got a lot of impact. In fact, okay, let's do that. Let's add this to 1,000 yards and show you what it does. I know it's going to drop like a brick because, you know, bullets are not lights of beam. I mean, a beam's so light. So 1,000 yards, let's see. This one drops 275 inches. Energy, it's 876 at 1622 feet per second. So 275, 876. Let's go down to the other one. 257, 905, 1706 on speed. So let's see, 257, this is 287, 281, 275. So this one did fly a lot flatter. Let's look at the trajectory chart. Yeah, it's up here. And the 308, green is up here, followed by the blue and the tan. So I'm not going to shoot 1,000 yards. Energy 905 versus 876, 20 something pounds. You know, nah. 20, make it 30 pounds more. I don't see the advantage. Now, let's see, let's go midway here, between 5 and, okay, so the 308 drops 11 inches at 300 if you zero it at 100. So 11 inches, the 160, let's see, 11 inches, .38. The 168, it's 11 inches and 90. So here's another benefit. I can shoot out of my 308, I can shoot either 150 or 168 for a little more impact. 876 versus 1003 with the same rifle and the same scope and the same coefficiency, well, not coefficient, the same dial, without having to change an extra dial, which is 80 bucks for an additional inch or so. Come on. Let me go back to, this is getting a little confusing. Let's take it to 600. That would be the first I would shoot if I really think I want to hit it. So 600 yards, 73, 76, 77, and 69. So 69 versus 73, 4 inches. Between the 150 and 168 grain, it's 3 inches. To me, that's not a big deal. It's still in the ballpark. It's still on the plate. So it'll hit the deer. And if you have a dial BDC, which I am getting on my new scope here that I have, and I'm going to show the box. It's a Leopold, and it's got the Havoc BH, and this one has a what do you call it? It's got a little light. The scope is on the rifle now, so I'm not going to go get it, but it's got a little light on the side, and it's green. So it's got the BDC bullet drop compensator, and I'm gearing up to send for the dials, which are going to take about 6 to 10 weeks. Hey, Papa, I'm not talking to myself. Dog is looking at me like, what's he saying? So, so yeah, I don't think it's a good idea. It doesn't. I don't think I'm going to be gaining much if I do that. So 69 versus 73. Yeah. Yeah, it is a little flatter when you do it that way, and you have the hottest load possible. That is, let me see. That's it. According to the book, that is the hottest load. That means you're going to ruin your gun if you shoot a lot of it. By the way, the M&M08, the 7M08, I saw some reviews, and it's been said that the rifle barrel life would last 1,500 shots versus the 308 would last you 3,000 shots. So it's a better rifle, better caliber. It doesn't beat up the gun. So going down to 500. No, not 6,500. 500. Damn it. Gotta look at the computer and look at what I'm doing. Okay. And shoot it again. So let's see, 500, 43 versus 45. Yeah. It's not worth it. It's not worth doing it. Buying another rifle and loading up a different shell, getting a different die, getting different, or different powder, because this big game powder is different. I never heard of it. If I go with the RL19 at 29.22, let's change that. I'm trying to give the 7M08 the benefit of the doubt. I know there's a lot of people that swear by it, but the 308 is not a shabby. It's not a shabby caliber. It does the job. 44.22, 45.70. Come on, guys. It's not worth the expense. So I'm keeping the 308. Now, one variable that I have is that the 308 that I have is a lever action 20-inch barrel. That might be a problem because the ballistics are not going to work well with that combination. It has to be either 22-inch barrel or 24. All these calculations are made with 24-inch barrels. Let me see here. Sometimes it says it on the book. No, this one doesn't say that. I don't know if it says it on the front. I just got this book and I haven't really read the whole thing. So the 308 is doing pretty good for what it is. And I'm using a standard powder. Let me see, where's the 308? 150 grain. 28, what is it? 28.95. 28.95. That would be the Varget 46.3 grains. And that's pretty good. If I go RL 15, it will go 29.58. That's pretty high. Let's see. Oh, it's there already. Okay, 29.58. Wow. It's almost 3,000 feet per second. Let's shoot it and see what it does. Because I was giving the benefit to the 7M08, I'm changing different combos, powder. It went up to 43.38 versus 44.22. It flew over the 7M08. You know, it's a very good combo. I don't think I'm gonna load it that hot. I'm not gonna load it that hot. Let's say I round it out to 29. Take out the 58. 29. Let's see this. We could go down and check it out. It dropped down a little bit. It went down to 45, 48, 29,000 feet per second. And I think I like that combo. So 45 versus 44.2.48. It's an inch. It's 1 inch. It's not even an inch. It's like, 3/4 of an inch. So it's not worth buying another gun. If I'm gonna get another rifle, it's gonna be a bolt action 308. I have the die. I got a ton of cases. I got the powder. I got the bullets. I don't need to buy another gun. So that's the conclusion, guys. And by the way, these are the bullets. The listing here is the bullets for the E-tip on all of them. It's the Nosler E-tip that I've chosen for the 308. And later on I'll do some testing on the Barnett. But I like the way that the ballistics look and the performance. I've looked at some videos that show the expansion. The Barnett does the same thing. They're pretty close to each other. Price-wise, I bought a box for $32, 100 rounds. So let's see how it goes. All right, guys. I'll see you on the next one. Thank you.